Alright, let's go back. Now, it's only 13 o'clock, 1 in the afternoon. It's not quite time yet for us to... yeah, it's not quite time for us to go places. Huh. I want to sing karaoke when the time is right. And I want to do it today if we can. I might have missed the opportunity, but I don't think so. We still got it on the task list, yeah? Perfect. Because I don't think I'm going to do this. That's creepy. Find the murder weapon, determine where the shot came from. The puta madre's peony, and return to the whirling in rags. So, yeah, whatever it is, whatever... Oh. Just stop. Stop. Just ahead. Danger. You're prepared. Don't put away your friend, your weapon. Snowflake speck on the barrel of your Villiers 9mm pistol. Damn, there's danger. Up ahead. Yes, I hear commotion. He cups his ear. Let's go. I'm ready to do this. Good. Be ready to take damage.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your goddamn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through, alright?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. So that's what the pants would look like. Man, that hugs the booty. Also, there's definitely arms that are missing. No helmet, though. Oh. Kim, what's going on here? Shh. Lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kept is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone caught here.
You all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fella?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Wait. Oh, Rod. Oh, I didn't even notice this guy. There is a helmet. Oh, that's a creepy helmet. It sounds like the armored figure is weeping.
Nest in your abdominal cavity, like a little wild mouse.
The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant points to the helmeted figure. The third one, he is the most dangerous of them all, heavily armed. The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there. Big one's the mercenary at the gates, the scab leader.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
Sound strategy. He's the leader. What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
He doesn't want to, but he must. We're out of time. This is...
The Mercenary Tribunal.
Stop! This is the police.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd. Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backward. Is the only word you can make out. We might have to time cop this one. We'll see how it goes. I can see you're drunk.
Oh yeah, welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
She doesn't seem to understand the severity of the situation. With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand. It's like saying, do it. Shoot him in the mouth, shoot him before he shoots you. No, wait. It's good that you have the gun. It really is. Just soften him up first. Present an argument. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. The big one. If you talk to him, he will rattle you, not the other way around. Who is that? Didn't know you had a third guy. Rude? Rude's the killer. The armored woman smiles a vicious smile. Rude the killer, Hohen Klauen. He doesn't talk much. Oh, you effing cunts, inside out. The killer? The gunner. He gestures towards himself. The raidist. He nods towards the woman. And the killer. He points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate. What do you think he does? There, on the rim of Hohen Klauen's helmet, you count the little stick figures. 19, 20, 21. Count the figures. About 50 little stick figures, all of them black, plus 2 little white ones at the end. These men served in Semenine, the native islanders. The 2 little white figures at the end are from when they moved to Revachol. They're recent. I think you're really tough, huh? This killing is meaningless. Huh? He just stares at you with watery eyes. What are we waiting for? Let's blow that pig effing mouth off his face. Lance Corporal, he turns to the woman. Just effing shut up and wait for your order. He's not used to commanding or leading. He feels uncomfortable. He'd rather shoot to kill. Listen, they didn't do it. Yeah, who did? It was someone else. Someone who's not here now. How effing convenient. He gives you a drunken stare and puts his hand on the gun. His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw. He was shot from a great distance. A sniper did it. You think I'm effing stupid, cop? There's a dangerous gleam in his eye. What if I just shot one of your pals here right now, huh? He points his gun at Elizabeth. But the kip. Tell me it was a magic effing sniper one more time. Listen, please. She raises both hands. This cop in this drumhead court martial won't decide who. Logic medium. My logic is pretty good. Damn it. Good. No, she wasn't even there. She gets shot. Yeah. So, we're going to be time-copying a lot here, and I think this is actually one of the critical failings for this game as far as I'm concerned, is that when all the chips are down and when everything goes to shit... Okay, like I was saying, this is one of the issues I have with this game, specifically that when all of the chips are down and whatnot, that, there is still this element of RNG, and that, like, even with an 80% chance to succeed, she can, you know, obviously I can still roll a nat 1. And I get the fact that this is, like, kind of based off of tabletop role-playing systems where, like, yeah, you could just roll a nat 1, which is what happened to me there. But from a gameplay perspective, where I've been putting all of this work into everything, it feels woefully unsatisfying that when you finally reach the climax, a one errant roll can just kind of screw you over in a way that almost any other game can't. And I feel like these things here, the rhetoric and the suggestion. Yeah, my rhetoric is very high. My suggestion, not so much so. What is my suggestion level? Oh, it is 1. Bonus from thoughts. Oh. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. Pretentious wanker. I didn't realize that's screwing me over as bad as it is. So I guess that's a bit of an issue. Yeah, red check cannot be retried. Well, I guess considering everything else doesn't work, I want to go through all of this dialogue, but very clearly I gotta diffuse things first. So I'm gonna go for the guaranteed win, just because my rhetoric is so freaking high. Think of an argument. Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Cornell would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. I only have time for one argument. Choose wisely. Just a question. Who's in charge of your unit after the death of your colonel? I'm a Cornell major with over 15 years of live combat experience. My colonel gets hanged by clay monkeys. I lead the platoon on a retaliation strike. So you're the highest ranking of the three of you. Nah, I just have the biggest gun. He raps on his armored barrel-like chest. Technically, the other man has the biggest gun, but we're beyond that now. Hold on, what's the highest ranking Cornell? King Reaper, he says without irony. As leader of this group, reconsider your actions. This does not need to end in bloodshed. You're right, but you see, he pauses and smiles. I want it to end in bloodshed. Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something. Now fire. F them up, do it. The muscles on your back tense up. Easy now. Tell them these men didn't do it. There's a peaceful way out. Okay. We did it then. Someone else that isn't here. Let's see, so it's the sniper thing. But this time around, I don't have anything better. Well, RNG does not screw me over this time around. The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him all together. Titus said, we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud in a public place. Listen, he was shot. He wasn't hanged. Listen to me. See, this is part of the reason why I feel like the RNG is bad. Because I feel like, for that logic check, all of the evidence that I collected up until this point should have, you know, given me a massive bonus to that. Because I know. It's, like, I don't know. If my failure was just, like, in them listening to me, you know, like, there's kind of a small chance that they just waffle and are like, nah. But in that case, it was like, my brain just short circuits, and I'm like, well, I can't come up with this convincing argument for all the evidence I've collected. Like, it sucks. Anyway, listen, he was shot. He wasn't hanged. Listen to me. You're lying. DePaul heard it. It doesn't move the weapon. Kygel Model 40 revolver, 8 rounds in the barrel. The gun slowly sways in his hand from the inebriation. You heard wrong, the lieutenant shouts. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter. The hanging was only a cover-up. Listen. Effing liars, he pulls the trigger. A plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle of his gun. The shot rings in your ears, a low tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of glass window behind her. The man looks at his revolver and smiles. I missed. Not true, he purposefully over-aimed and shot the window. You had him second-guessing himself. Only for a second. Do not assume you'll miss the next time. I know what I heard, Cordy. The radio operator looks at him. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night. That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now, or there will be another shot. Bob Pine's rep does not approve of this. You think I care how the company cunt thinks? He laughs. It's a hollow laughter. Bob Pines isn't going to forgive you massacring a bunch of innocent people. Man stares at you with bloodshot eyes. A bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening. Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something else. Get him distracted. We're working together. She knew you were out of control. She told me. She's gone, you stupid F. Sailed off 5 minutes ago. Doesn't give a shit about you, Silos. Stay cool. Don't do anything stupid. Titus shouts to his men in the background. Company Yeah, so she's gone. Lely's gone. F are we doing in this shithole? Looks around, suddenly tired suddenly, sad even. Guys, the little guy breaks formation. I just get in the way. I don't even have a gun. As he runs to the yard, Titus turns to his men. Hold your ground. Any more of you run and I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together. You're all drunk. Look at yourselves. Yeah, so what? Your judgment is impaired. You'll regret this. Nah. Wipes the sweat from his brow. I'm clear as day. Effing government-ordained super soldier. Enough already. What is this? The woman's voice is furious. We didn't come here to effing chat. Interrupt me again and I'll execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal. The outburst is accompanied by yellowish saliva around his mouth. Talk about the hanged man. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out your mouth. He has to start it. Who are you? A major? Sergeant Major Raul, probably? Courtnaire, reporting in to burn this effin' mud hut to the ground. Points to the whirling in rags. As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you, like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raul Courtnaire. The dead man's name is Ellis Courtnaire. He's brothers with the deceased. No, probably foster brothers. Ellis was put into a foster home, remember? And then he bellows, for killing and maiming our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead. Courtnaire, I know that name. He sways from left to right, inspecting you. Raoul and Ellis Courtnaire. Look him in the eye. I'm sorry about your brother, Raoul. He wasn't my effing brother. We just grew up in the same farm and got beaten to place by the same sick... Fuck. And then went to the same military academy, same unit, the same war. Same effing mud hut town, too. He looks at the ground, then wipes his face with his armored glove. Okay, good. His parents left him in an effing leaf compactor. Who, Lely? Yes, when he was small, just an infant. We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things. They effing put Lely in a leaf compactor. Now these cunts finished the job. He waves at a gang huddled by the doors. There's real anguish in his voice. A drunken sadness suddenly engulfs him. Memories. It's a mind... Cordy. They're playing my games, Cordy. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to F with us. She glances at him. Major, permission to... Open fire? We can't have that. Interfere now. Listen, you're Lely. Everyone says good things about him. He was a talker. F do you mean talker? We're a testimony. People say he was charismatic. Nice guy to be around. Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kipped ass here and there. Great effing idea that turned out to be. Points to the yard. Lely was here. He would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show, but me? He points to himself. I'm not a big fan of public affairs, Clay Monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did. Ready to open fire, Major. At your command. The Nightall, 41. That really happened, didn't it? Our colonel did what he had to do. It's either one cunt or 100 of them. Rude here? Points to him. In your shit pipes. Right. Indecipherable mumbling. He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. Then he gets bored. When he gets bored. Lely knew how to command. He was a good commander. I can see you miss him. Oh yeah. He would have commanded this F-hell way better than I did. But that didn't happen, because Hayseed Bill and Kipty the Kipped here, points to Titus and Eugene, effing murdered him, had him stink the village up for 2 weeks, and you have did nothing, points at you. Listen, man, we told you we... Told us what? He staggers forward. What did you say? Who said that, Tattoo F? You'll die first. He had blue eyes, didn't he? Your brother. He smiles, pulling his face in a strange way. Baby blue, yeah. Like someone effed up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. I don't know what they like. know how to mow down cloths. Your brother did not deserve to go out like that. I promise, I will find the killer. Find his killer, cop. His killer stands right here. He waves at his men behind you, shitting his pants. Oh, at the men standing behind you, shitting his pants, and you're standing in the way protecting them. I know this tactic, Silo Sam. He stares at you, eyes pink from the alcohol, fingers tapping on the pistol. You're gonna die for them, right here, today. Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it's got him off center. Where's Klaasje? She can explain this. The F is that? Klaasje, the woman upstairs, where is she? She left, the manager calls down from the balcony. Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together. Guard, what the hell are you doing here? What am I doing? My effing establishment is under fire, he points to the armored figures. You know how much windows cost? What do you mean she left? She left, her room's cleaned out, right before those assholes showed up. We should have arrested her, the lieutenant whispers, his eyes still on the armed mercenaries. You can feel how upset he is with himself, just for a second, then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment. A bushman! The veins on the man's neck expand as he yells. Your little isn't going to help you out of this one. I'm really trying to not use half of the words being used here, just because I don't want them in my lexicon. Anyway, let's shoot the guy. Plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion. Look at Courtnair. There's a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward. Eyes filling with rage and disbelief, gurgling, muttering something unintelligible. His lips moving, swollen with fear. Trying to say shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer raises a rifle, takes his aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. Blink, think. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Root's mask behind it. His eye in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens focusing on you. 0.6 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the thick barrel, like a honeycomb. This is a knock cannon. It shoots 6 rounds at the pull of a trigger. Absolute destruction. If there's anything we could use to protect this frail body, that gun will tear us to pieces. He's drunk. Drunk fighters overcorrect. Move right. He aims further right. Get him to overshoot. A full suit of armor can't be too agile. You'll shift. You can shift direction faster than he can. You leap left. A swarm of angry lead passes mere millimeters from your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks. Joy, I'm alive. The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke for the next shot. Watch out, to your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too at Kim. Lieutenant aims, face pale, without tremble, and quietly utters, God please. He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet, an extremely difficult shot. Then 2 shots ring at once. Two shots ring at once. One from Lieutenant Kitsuragi's pistol and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at Kim, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you. Who screamed? Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of him like red geysers. Oh god, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you. Through all the smoke and panic, with blood gushing from his face, the man raises the pistol at you. Squeezes the trigger. Look him in the eye. The look of vengeance, framed in blood, lips shaking, is the last thing he'll do on Earth, but he will do it. He is your end. Here it comes, death. Let's see, evade the shot? Let it happen. You simply blink. Then something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark, a distant blur, and you recede into it. Listen through the darkness and the pain. The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass. Stop! The cop, protect the cop, he's down. What do I see? Nothing. A persisting darkness, dancing lights of pain, distant shadows cast by them, like a hellish play. Out of it, a silhouette appears, crouching over you. You hear a familiar voice filled with urgency and fear. You're bleeding out. There's a white shadow that smells like apricots. It's always there. Stay with me. You feel burning hot tears streaming from your eyes. It said I have a vast soul. Do I have a vast soul? Yes, keep talking. The lieutenant pushes down on your wound hard. Do you hear me? Stay awake. But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy. The sound's ever more distant, and a cold comes over you. Kim, too, is somewhere far away. Almost gone when suddenly you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow, towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. Lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Scream immediately. He's going to die. No, Kim. No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles and your eyes are full of fear. That's all it takes. There's no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves. Like a spring unloaded, he grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound stops, like someone's pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world. Fall into total darkness. This is death. Only one more door, baby.
Death. One more door, baby. One more door.
No. Let me back into the fight.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his womb sleep.
You can't go. Not before the case is solved. There's a radio in the distance, a radio of the world, playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets worse.
Okay, I had to stop and actually look up other potential outcomes, and I think I did alright. I mean, obviously I kind of failed with Elizabeth getting shot, but that was bullshit. But I think this is about as close as I could have possibly gotten. The one thing is, apparently, that blue medical alcohol that I had, could have been turned into a Molotov cocktail. I think I still have that on me, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I don't think I gave that to the bums as a drink, because I think they said no, and like, hell no, we know not to drink that shit, but whatever. I just had to look. I don't know, it's fine. Let's see how the outcome goes. Just felt like I screwed it up. Like all that talking was for nothing, apart from just to give me a bonus on shooting the guy. You see Kim's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple from the pain. I'm alive. Sunrise Parabellum, the lieutenant says. He's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room, the fan above his head like a halo. His face is covered in bruises. What did you say? Sunrise? Sunrise parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying. Isn't that what's written on your... My gun. It's engraved on it. Served you well. Is it war today? He looks out the window. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I'm relieved to say. I think we may have held it off for now. He unzips his bomber jacket. Barely. Good. Yes. We have also completely failed, but that's okay. Ouch. It's not ouch time yet. You just got a Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait till it wears off. Dramamine? Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under-the-counter bad. The room, it's clean. Mr. Cart cleaned it. It took him an entire day. How long have I been out? 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse, and drink water. What happened? What happened? You shot the Major in the face. A firefight ensued. Is he dead? Yes. A bloodstained killer. I'm a killer. You're an officer of the RCM, he continues without waiting for a reply. As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He missed. Or you dodged. I dodged. He nods. Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive. There's a pause. This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on. Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. And so do Elaine and the musician. I forget his name. Eugene? Yeah, he's still alive too. Nod. You were bleeding out by then. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm one of them, DePaul, before she got the jump on me. Thank you. I killed her. The lieutenant takes a cigarette from his coat pocket and lights it. A bitter smell fills the room. And that's what happened. And they're all dead? All three of the contractors? He nods. DePaul was the last to die. I've had their bodies returned to Cornell for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate. Why? Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly to target. Or maybe... He breathes in the fume, thinking. Maybe they're simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know. How many casualties on the Union side total? 3. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one, he took a lot of bullets. There's a pause. And Theo, he was just too old for combat. Thought you only smoked one a day. This is the one. And that's... all. I don't see how it could have gone any better. Let's face it, officer. And this is both our fault, he says calmly, without accusation. It could have gone a little better. 7 people are dead. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. He rubs his swollen shin. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And... we are still alive. Both of us. He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back, you have it worse. But he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes. How bad am I hurt? Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully. No major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and had a bacterial infection treated with mercurochrome. Can I walk? We'll see. You won't be able to dance much, that's for sure. You should be able to live with limping around, though. Has anyone from my station been to see me? No. A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving, the man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmar is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, the harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says. Isn't that strange? I called your station after the fight. The jury was logged in. They told me they'd send officers to join you at site. Odd. You haven't seen any, have you? There's a pause. I'm sure they're worried about you. That means he hasn't seen them around while you were out. They're not really worried about you. They were. Wouldn't they be here? They're so worried about me. Where are they? I don't know. Not my station, then who treated me? I did. Thank you. No need. Are you hurt? Not very, he rubs his chin. I have a concussion from the woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I try not to move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. There's a pause. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me. Alright, get up. Easy now. The lieutenant turns double again before your eyes. An orange hue of pain. Your balance is way off. You feel like you're about to fall over on that thing. How are you? My disco days are gone. Or done. Your disco days should have been done a while back, Lieutenant Euphrater. What happens now, Kin? I honestly don't know. Good. Because I totally do. Do you? Because we can't talk to Everett. The harbor is on lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now, and Joyce is left too. Joyce is gone. Yes, she left yesterday morning to meet the Board of Wild Pines, or that's what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Purnell from sending in a death squad. He looks out the window. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her end. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Klaasje too. We really should have arrested her, you know. Wait, you checked? She's really... Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the Tribunal showing up. Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man? I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. His voice is calm, matter-of-factly. We have a lot of these. Let's start going through some of them. The ones I like most, and then skip some of the weird ones. There's still a 28% probability the shot came from a distance. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. A light nod, through some pain. I agree with this, what else? Goddamn footprints. Yeah, he says, God curse the footprints, not solving the case for us. How diable. Wait. The footprints. There was a non sequitur earlier when we were talking to Joyce about the size of her boot and how she had very small shoes. Was it Joyce spying? That'd be odd. What about the hole in the wall? Someone was checking her out. I don't know. He rubs his neck. It's been there for years. Effin' Maybells, Kim. The flowers. What? They're on the roof. I didn't catch them. Effin' Butterfingers. Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to catch everything. He's wrong. No, Kim. Every piece of garbage in this city is connected to the case. Okay, he concludes, clearly not meaning it. This is because I'm a La Puta Madre's peony, isn't it? Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are peonies. Even if you are, it's not a decisive factor in this case. That does make some sense. An antique bullet from a Belmar grave, 44.6mm. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless. All these old bunkers and weapon caches. Revolutionary era. Oh, I see. Revolutionary. Revachol. I got it. Finally. We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them. They seem so mysterious. I'm just gonna say nothing. There's a little pause. He says nothing as well. The miracle hasn't happened yet. It's not over yet. He does not know what to reply. Looks out the window, then back at you. It's morning outside, you think. You know what I think about solving crimes? He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead. Solving crimes is hard. It really is very hard. That concussion must be making him dizzy. You're not ready to give up, are you? No. There's a short pause. Are you ready to limp? I'm ready. Good. There's a pause. Where do you want to limp? A gust of wind blows in from the bay. The duralumin duraluminum box around you vibrates imperceptibly. A familiar cold, a red thread on the roof upstairs, taut, plucked like a string by the gust. We should check Miss Katarzyne Elige's room upstairs. Why not? He extinguishes the cigarette on the sole of his boot. Another look at the window, perhaps. The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better. You see, gleaming white enamel. No bottles inside. Look, the door's open. You can walk into Kim's room. Stereo 8 player has been reunited with its right speaker. Newly replaced glass, shining in the morning light. You're traffic outside. Back in the world again. Alarm is set for 6:50. Medicinal supplies on the cupboard. Mercurochrome, a scalpel, antibiotics. Neat that we finally get to see Kim's room. I guess, in retrospect, I should press tab, just in case there's something I can interact with. Aha! These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the Lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes in this, and other recent cases. Edgart opened the door to your room. He closes the notes. You're running a low bacterial fever in the first night. Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. There's a pause. Let's go. Yeah, I should probably mention, earlier we were given the option to dodge, and I decided not to. I was very afraid that trying to dodge with such a low chance would somehow put Kim in the line of fire. And it's like, well, my chances of succeeding are extremely low. Let's just accept it and hope for the best. And turns out we're fine. I was kind of hoping the armor would make more of a difference. But from what I read about how everything goes down, the armor protects you from that first shot. Which is kind of nuts considering that was the 6-shot gun, but hey, whatever. Ouch, that leg hurts. Maybe if you didn't run, it'll be okay. But running... Looks like she left something on the table. Next to stacks of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry I have to have everyone over. Yes, I didn't kill him. PPS, gift upstairs. A gift? The lieutenant turns to the staircase suspiciously, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. What could this gift be? I'm not drawing my gun yet, but I don't like gifts. He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively towards his holster as he studies the note. Seems she left in a hurry. Hardly surprising. You look at her rough, jagged handwriting on the note. She was in a rush, but not panicked, deliberate, focused. Oh. Bit of thought back here. She made around 4 months of payments for this room. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. Medicine cabinet's empty. Not even a toothbrush. Pity. She really cleaned out. Mm-hmm. Lieutenant nods. She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing. I really gotta stop running on my injured leg. Red thread made of nylon. It leads out of the room and onto the roof. I do wish that you could actually, if you knew really what you were doing... Like, I do kind of wish you could have found the killer earlier. The thread is tied to the antenna.
Yes?
Right? She said, gifts on the roof, it's the red string. Presumably trajectory, maybe? I want to check these footsteps again. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. Between that, he points to the elevator doors in the corner, and that. Print doesn't look like the odd soul. Size looks about the same. Huh. Interesting. Not what I was looking for, but yeah, about the same size as Ruby's feet. I am curious about this, and I'm also really curious why we can't interact with anything. Maybe I have to interact with the window again. And the red string comes after. Yeah, there we go. You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. Only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall. This is ballistic. She left a trajectory for us. The lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly. A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside. A prime, then widened into a radius of locations in Martinez. B prime, B double prime, B triple prime. Where does the thread lead? It suggests the bullet came from an extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond roof B. Beyond the roof B. The island in the bay. How'd she know how to do this? She was there at the she was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass. She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof, staring at the glass. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? This is her way of saying she's sorry. Not that hard to believe, but at this point, what difference does it make? She's trying to tell us the shot came from the islet. He nods. Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That's where the thread seems to point. It's also a location we have yet to rule out. So it is. For a second, he seems tired. He seems unenthusiastic. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days. He doesn't really believe this will yield anything. Maybe we need to go to the island. Lieutenant blows... The wind blows in from the open window. Lieutenant sighs, looking onto the cold distance across the water. The lead is flimsy. You might as well go around Martinez, looking under every rock and talking to every person. What else is there? What else is there? Not a lot. Not a lot, no. I'm going to the island. Are you in? Of course. He nods. Of course I'm in. He takes a second to gather himself and then says, but how do we get there? Joyce Messier had her sloop, but she's gone. Lillian the net picker. She's towing her boat. Ah. Yes, of course. The village. Let's go.